Hi, everyone. Lauren Vicker and Tim France for Making Team Projects Work. And today we're going to be talking about decision making. And we have a special guest from our northern border from Ontario, Canada. Rob Elkington is joining us. Welcome, Rob.
Thanks so much, Lauren and Tim. It's really great to be with both of you today.
So,
Oh,
Tim, I'll
thanks.
let you do the intros and we'll get
Great.
started.
So thanks, Rob, for being here. I'll quickly introduce you and then ask you a question. Dr. Rob Elkington is the founder and CEO of Global Leadership Initiatives. He's a professor at Trent University, a professor at Ontario Tech University, and also on the faculty of, and I'm going to butcher this one. I should have read it out loud a few times first. Stellenbosch University School of Public Leadership. And so, did I get that anywhere close to what it is, Rob?
You did great, Tim. That was awesome.
Okay. Okay. So, Rob, today we're talking about decision making in teams. What's a tip you have to help improve decision making?
Yeah, so great question, Tim, and huge issue around decision making. I know as a young leader and in my early days working with organizations, I come from Southern Africa, as you mentioned, although I live now in Canada. And in Southern Africa, we have a saying, Ubuntu. I am a person by virtue of other persons. So when you win, I win. And when you hurt, I hurt. So we're very communal. And we used to sit around the fire and discuss, issues and questions, and then come up with kind of a communal solution to the problem. And so I brought that mindset to how I looked at team leadership and team decision making. And I used to say to leaders, there is great quality in diversity by making sure that you have diverse stakeholders in your team bringing their strengths to that decision making process. So I used to say everybody should be involved in the decision. However, as I got working with organizations and as I began to study and think through the practicality of that, I began to realize that not every moment can a leader be participatory, can a leader be democratic. And so I then went on a search for some models that might help me to think through how can we reframe this. Two models emerged. One was Grint's taxonomy of problems, which really helped me come to terms with this notion of what kind of problem determines what kind of leadership style I should adopt. And then the Vroom-Jago decision-making model, which again really helped me think through when should a leader make a decision in the team and when should the leader facilitate, participate, delegate. And so that became really helpful.
That I love that model, Rob. I think that is and I don't think Lauren and I have ever talked about that in any of the work we've done. But I agree that is a great model because it doesn't say there's one way to be a great leader, but instead it talks about all the ways you can act as a leader to be better.
Absolutely. And for leaders that I work with in organizations, it becomes very liberating because I kind of draw the analogy of as a leader, you have a tool belt on and not every circumstance requires the same tool. You need to draw a tool for the context in which you're dealing. And then we look at this notion of leader, context, follower, and the idea that who am I as a leader? What is the situation I'm dealing with? And what is the team I'm leading? How are they formulated? Where are they at? And so situationally, I then need to leverage a leadership style, a leadership approach that best fits those situational variables. And of course, the Vroom-Jago is such a useful tool in enabling me as a leader to kind of have a diagnostic mechanism to assess where am I situationally and what kind of decision-making style do I need to adopt in this moment. So Grint helps us think through critical problem, I need to be autocratic. Tame problem, I need to be process-driven. Wicked problem, I need to be very collaborative. That's a general framework. I then come to Vroom-Jago and I'm like, okay, so this is my situation. I then have 5 possible ways or 5 possible modalities of addressing the decision-making process.
Right. And so then a team can be involved at a very surface level, but other times the team is really driving the whole decision-making process and anywhere in between. And so
Yes.
this decision-making process that the team uses is in part dependent on the structure of the problem and the nature of the team itself, the followers in that situation, according to Vroom and his colleagues. So
Yeah,
I think this is great, Rob. Lauren?
definitely a different way to think about it. So that's going to give us a lot of food for thought as we go forward in talking about decision making. So if you are interested in hearing more about this, we have a blog post and you can find the link below this video. And we want to thank Rob Elkington again for joining us today. And thanks so much, Rob. It's been great having you with us.
Thank you so much. It's been great being here. Appreciate the opportunity.